was really impressive. I mean, they put up big numbers. It seemed to work every time he looked to the big fella. He delivered. So, elite 1-2 punch. Jesse, how do you slow that guy down?
I mean, you just got to pick your matchup poison, honestly. You can put a safety against him and try to take advantage of the speed, but he's not going to be big enough to match up physically. If you go linebacker, you're not fast enough. So mixing and matching the looks, I think, is the best chance this defense has.
Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
Tackle is made at the 30-yard line, and it'll be 4th down.
Really good job by the...
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. On 4th down, trying to find his man. And they can't connect. A costly turnover on downs.
Man, your goal of a defense is to stop them, is to force punts, and then this is just gravy. Now they go for it on 4th down and medium. On their side of the field, you get the big stop and a chance to switch the momentum here in the first half.
Great place to start for this offense. Running inside. It's Scott. Able to pick up a couple down to the 27. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The give to the back. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. Back to pass, it's Bailey. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the field goal unit is on the field. He'll swing that big leg for 3 from 44 yards out. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
I'll tell you, this is not an easy place to play on the road, especially at nighttime. This crowd, they get loud. That's the way it's been so far, but they have a nice drive to open it up. They're able to execute, put themselves in field goal range, knock it through the uprights. They did exactly what they needed to do, taking a 3-0 lead here early on the road. That's impressive.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. It's complete to the right. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Irvin. On a little grass. Gets it out to the 38-yard line after picking up 10 on that one. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll run play action. Got it in the middle. It's Brown. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Stanford gets set to snap it on 1st down. He hurls one deep down the left side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
Throws for the tight end. He's got an open man. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. Cardinal at the line with the 1st down. Let's see if they go back to the air. The play action fake. Moves around to clear up the vision. Working on the right. He steps out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Big pickup on the ground, and they're rolling. Cardinal at the line with the 1st down. Let's see if they go back to the air. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Stanford! The finisher, the exclamation point the kicker is okay there. He's in a defenseless and vulnerable position, and you have to protect him. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking for a man. It's Bailey. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete.
And I think on that last play, it's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gets...
Lofts one high and deep. Got it down the field. Touchdown, Wolfpack. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
And it's just such a great way to answer. Your defense just gives up a touchdown, no problem. Offense come out, see what the defense is in. The passing game makes the big play down the field, and the immediate answer.
And it's blocked. He picks it up. Remember, he can take it back. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they finish with a huge play in the passing game, covering 75 yards to house it. On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. From the gun, the running back has it. Knocked down at the 27 after a pickup of 5. NC State might think about going for a big one on second and short. At the end of quarter one, let's check out the start for both of these quarterbacks. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
But one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball down the field. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the keeper to make anything happen.
Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30. It would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on third and long. Off play action. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
And they'll send the field goal team back out for the second time tonight. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. And it's no good. He missed it. And guys, they missed a chance to stretch the lead. It's still sitting on a 2. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
He leaves it with the back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Might be changing the route. Back to pass, it's Warren. Makes the catch, it's Irvin. They put them in position to pick up a first down. It's 3rd and 5. Got enough for the 4. There's a crease. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Running to Green. Turning it on. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. Stanford hoping to pay off this red zone opportunity. Ready, go. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Back to pass. Looking to the big tight end. Touchdown, good enough. And they add 6 more for that trip to the house.
And this offense right now, they're doing some damage through the air. That's now their 2nd passing touchdown. They thought coming into this game they were going to have some matchups on the perimeter of the field that they could take advantage of, and they've done that so far here today.
They want to see if they can score the deuce. He wants to throw it. To the end zone, and it's picked off.
2-point plays, the windows are very small to throw into. That time he just tried to force it into a tiny window, ended up being picked, and the offense comes away with no points.
Fielded in the end zone. And he loses the ball deep in his own end. It's recovered by the kicking team, and they'll steal a possession. Cardinal offense takes the field, ready to attack. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. He's moving out of the pocket. Touchdown, Stanford! Kept it on the ground and made its way into the end zone. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. And he'll just take the lead, and this drive will start at the 25. North Carolina State has it back on the offense, headed to the field. Last drive ended after a long missed field goal, and they have it back ready to go to work. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll go to the counter play. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. If they don't pick up this 3rd down, let's see if they trust their field goal kicker after the miss on the last drive. Looking downfield, it's Bailey. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Defense needed that stop. They gave up a touchdown. They gave up a field goal. Here they are in the 3rd possession. They've got to find a way to get off the field. So really nice job on a critical 3rd down, forcing an incompletion.
He'll field the punt. He's got great speed. They were playing with fire on that return, and he got loose for a good return of better than 30 yards. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. The run inside. It's Irvin. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Grabbed in the middle. It's Holt. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. looking to throw on first down. The quick out. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. He's brought down immediately and barely got it back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout is called by the Cardinal. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. The Cardinal will have to come up with a huge play to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Makes the grab over the middle. He's dragged down at the 12. Chip shot field goal range, but might they go for it here on 4th down? They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. Dead center perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
And I like the way this defense just finished. And I know they're trailing, but they didn't give up the touchdown. Got a little bit of momentum. Not much time left in this first half, but you got halftime to make some adjustments, come out with some energy, but a nice stop here.
That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Running inside, it's Scott. Stopped in the backfield as his defense doesn't want to let anything slip through here late in the half. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, kind of the unofficial halfway point of the season. Week 8 and another exciting update from the EA Sports Desk. We begin our coverage with Alabama taking on the number 3 team, the Texas A&M Aggies. And it's the Crimson Tide coming away with a blowout victory in what looks like a major upset. Expect major changes in the polls this week. This ball club now stands at 6 wins. They've ensured themselves at the very least of a 500 regular season. Here now some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now. Now back over to your game on the farm. This tight end is enjoying quite the day through 2 quarters. It's amazing how athletic tight ends are now and just how much they're utilized. He's played a starring role in giving them this halftime lead. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside Stanford Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the 2nd half here. He'll put total leather and get this 2nd half started. And with that kickoff going out of bounds, they will get great field position to start.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
Ball is coming out to the 40 after that penalty on the kickoff. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Scott. Still running at the 40. Wide open spaces. And he slipped through the crowd and he'll house it. Touchdown, North Carolina State.
And you got to love the mindset that this squad just came out with in the 2nd half. Clearly could not run the football the way they wanted to in the 1st half. 2nd half came out with energy, with passion, got the running game going, and then no surprise, they go down the field, they double up their rushing yards, Palmer, and they punch it in the end zone.
You give the guys up front a ton of credit, too, because they were missing some assignments, getting pushed around a little bit here in the 1st half, which is why they weren't able to have success running the football. And they had a little bit of a come to Jesus, it seems, at halftime. They've come out.
Snagged it, and there's running room. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air, it's Warren. Oh, they're after him. Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him. Getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple games.
Looking long. It's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
Well, this defense knew coming into this one, this offense would take shots. They know they have targets that can fly and push down the field vertically. Nice job in coverage there.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. Guys, look at this. I'm surprised they're going to gamble and go for it here on fourth down. Bring in the heat. After 40, there he goes. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. This Stanford offense moving quickly down the field. Gives it on the option. Play is halted momentarily as the training staff is out to check on an injured member of the Wolfpack. Trainers out evaluating this junior safety. Will let you know his condition. Holly keeping an eye on all of the injuries for us. To the air on second down. Fires to the middle. That's reeled in. It's Holden.
Really nice job responding by the offense here. They watched the opponent go down the field and score a touchdown on that last drive. And you could see the quarterback there in the commercial break. He's telling his guys, let's go. We're going to go get this one. Everybody lock in. And that's what you're seeing on this drive. Doing a really, really nice job. They look confident. They're trying to score a touchdown themselves.
And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. They're dealing with a second and long. Run inside. It's Irvin. The officials stop play here as they check on the injured Cardinal player. While they have a look at the injured player, will take a timeout. They run into a bit of trouble here. Third and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. Third and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion now setting up for it.
That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
The Wolfpack offense comes out ready to start this drive. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score. David, see if they can do it again.
Yeah, I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, Dave. Everybody in the stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football. We knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
Return's going to get it all around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. Back to throw, it's Warren. Escapes the pressure to his right. Flicks it out of the air. Could not make his way to the corner. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Here we go. Ready, go. Back to pass. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. He's going for a big play downfield.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Stanford to the line on third and long. Where did he go? From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. Stanford lines up to punt it away. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Catch is made at the 15. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. Finds the tight end. Can't come in half-stepping to tackle this guy. Too much strength and power. He's up to the 25. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Got room to... Finding some room. Made a defender miss. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. They'll give it to him again. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, it's a negative play trying to run the football, and I think if you're on offense, you got to be thinking about throwing it now. You're trailing by a lot. You got to get back in this game. You need tempo, and you need explosive.
Rush coming in high, and they got him at the 29. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling plays.
And whatever they did on 1st and 2nd down, don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up. Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Just a short pass to the tight end. They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. Makes the tackle really strong. Disciplined job, and now we have 1 period to play. Right around the halfway point of the season, neither of these squads that we've watched today ranked, but here's the top 25 as it stands right now. They go back to work with the 1st down in the final period of this one. Now the play fake. Pressure coming. Finds his tight end. Got 6 yards on the play, 2nd and 4 coming.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run without that coverage.
Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Unloads it left. Makes a connection. He stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's 1st down. New set of downs after the completion. Looking to throw on 1st down. A little screen to the running back. Maybe a crease. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down. Stanford going back to work with another 1st down. Going to the run. It's Irvin. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. That is their freshman offensive lineman, and boy, they hope this isn't too serious. Holly Rowe will keep an eye on that. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Brought down after keeping those powerful legs moving, getting all he could. He'll be a few inches short.
Yeah, and you see in the red zone, all the bodies start to come inside. And a lot of times you try to find a way to get to the perimeter. This offense does a good job. They toss the football. Nice job by the defense. Now forcing a 3rd down.
Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big 3rd down stop by this defense. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative, use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. NC State heads out, gearing up to go on the attack. Back to throw, it's Bailey. Shoots it to the left. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Looking to fire. Got a man, it's Douglas. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on 2nd down to help them on the next play.
quarterback that's a game manager, no, use your brain. Set up good situations.
Makes the catch and he's free. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
Well, you got to think here offensively that you may have 2 more possessions in this game. You can still win, but you've got to be aggressive. You've got to start taking shots vertically down the field, throwing to your best players.
Going deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to throw again. Unloads to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
If you're going to complete these in-breaking routes over the middle of the field, it's really important as a quarterback you don't stare the guy down and tip off where you're throwing the football. He's trying to freeze the safeties in this defense and then throws it on time. Accurate throw, nice pitch and catch.
He stopped and forced out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 11. The Wolfpack picked up that last first down with a completion. Let's see what they do here. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Trying play action. Rushes on him. He just got rid of that one to save the down. Didn't see anything he liked. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Touchdown, Wolfpack! He got it back corner of the end zone.
That is so impressive. Not only was it a great catch, but also he made sure he had 1 foot in bounds to get the touchdown. Beautiful job.
And he makes the extra point. So a drive there of 82 yards, and they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Stanford's offense heads out, hoping to move the ball on this drive. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, David.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
On the run, deep down the right side.
And the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page on that last play. Timing has got to be so critical, especially when you're throwing the perimeter in the field. They just didn't have it there.
Quarterback making adjustments. Scanning the field, it's Warren. Using the quick game. And he's got plenty for the first down, and now they'll have a chance to get their thoughts together coming out of a 2-minute timeout. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Trying to escape and get it himself. Oh, what a cut! Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. Now the Wolfpack will use the first of their timeouts. Here we go. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. Motion from the wideout. Going with the counter play here. Timeout called by NC State. That's their second. They'll get together to decide how to play this second down. They'll move the tight end. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And they swarm him under. The Wolfpack uses its final timeout. They'll take a moment to gather their thoughts and put together a plan for this 3rd down play. The Cardinal come to the line with lots of work to do on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a 4th down. Stanford lines up to punt it away. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly out to the tight end.
And that is perfect job by this defense. Like, you can give up those little small gains all the way down the field. The clock is your friend. You don't want to give up big plays. Don't want to give up those first downs and just make that clock run.
And that first defender was just waving at him after that sweet move. He picked up the first down.
You get a big completion there, and I know there's a sense of urgency. This is a 2-minute drill, but there is still time on the clock. This quarterback understands how to manipulate that and work that. We'll be clocking it. We're going to be using the sidelines to our advantage, try to put ourselves in a position to win this game.
There's the pressure. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football. Now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking to pass. It's Bailey. Here comes the heat. Didn't have much of a choice. Just had to throw that one away. It'll be fourth down. They'll lead the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Makes a catch. First down and maybe a lot more. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive.
And you just wonder if this defense now is starting to feel it a little bit. They're a bit on their heels after that fourth down play to keep this drive going. Someone's going to have to step up here and stop the bleeding. They're only up by 1 possession.
Wants to pass, and he's got to make a play. Snagged out of the air.
Man, and we've seen it in this game. Even though his team is losing, this guy, time and time again, has been answering the bell. He's been throwing dimes all game long, and he comes up with another big completion there.
And defensively, I'm going to...
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Fires left. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive. And they spike it and get the clock stopped.
Man, when you're down and it's the fourth quarter, we got to do this. We got to go for it, and that's the second time on this drive they've gone for it. The second time they've got it. Whatever it takes, it's go time. We're down, and we got to continue.
Unleashes one deep. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the